Blazing Hit Radio.
Better music,
less commercials,
more Larry and Kathie.
Good morning. It's Wednesday.
Wednesday. Good morning.
Wiggins is not in today. He has an eye injury.
Yes, he has an infection that he said has lasted for some time. He said in quotes, I guess.
Well, that usually means somebody farted on your pillow.
Yeah.
You know, when you get pink eye or something.
Totally. Guarantee he farted on his own pillow.
Right.
That's our guy.
Right. Between his legs.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, sometimes you put the pillow between your legs so your knees don't touch.
Right. For orthopedic reasons or something, right?
I don't know. Just sometimes it feels good to, like, I've never had one of those long body pillows, but I've seen those look to me like to be for somebody who is single.
Right.
Or if you're trying to build a wall in between you and your spouse.
That's true. A wedge.
Right.
Or if you're pregnant. Those things are awesome if you're pregnant.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, because you're only allowed to sleep a certain way when you're pregnant. You're obviously limited.
Yeah.
Like you can't sleep on your belly.
You got to roll over on your left side, which is crazy because I never could, but
Right.
because like not as many organs get squished if you're rolling on your left side.
I can't even imagine. It's
Making
like,
room for a human in your organs.
Right. Or if the baby moves and you're like, oh, thank God for taking your elbow off my heart.
Right, exactly. Thanks, baby.
Producer Bolty's in the house, filling in for Wiggins. What's up, Mike?
Good morning. Good morning.
morning.
Bolty was, everybody was listening to your news yesterday on the show, Kathie, when you said something about how if you don't use your heart, you know, by a certain age, you know, it's no good.
You have till 65 years old.
Right. And that if you aren't a person that works out on a regular, you can get back in the swing of things and catch up to everybody else by working out hardcore for 2 years.
Exactly. Intense working out.
Right. So getting your heart rate up within 2 years, and then you can be where you always thought you never could catch up to everybody who you see running. And
exactly. You can get your heart to be more flexible, get the heart muscle more flexible, because it gets, if we don't use it, it just starts to harden as we get older.
Right. And so we all heard this yesterday, and Bolty rode his bike all the way from downtown to my house.
What?
Yep.
How many miles is that?
7.2 each way.
What?
Yeah.
You didn't ask for a ride once you got to Larry's?
No,
I would have been like, let's load this bike up and take me home.
We entertained the thought.
Yeah.
I was like, I could give you a ride home. I was like, your bike would fit in the back of my SUV. I was like, if you're really tired, I was like, we could invite your girlfriend over and then she could take you home.
Yeah, right.
I was giving him options, and he's like, you know what? I committed to riding here. I'm going to commit to riding home.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are you sore as hell right now?
Tomorrow's the day.
Right,
I can
you're right,
tell.
2 days after.
Yeah, I got up this morning. I was like, it's not that bad.
Yeah, but your hammies
it's
are going
coming.
to kill you.
Oh, yeah, it's coming.
Was the ride home easier because it's a little more downhill?
Yeah, it's more downhill going towards downtown on Martin Luther King. So,
But it was you went before it started getting dark, but I was realizing like it's probably going to start getting cold too.
Yeah, the traffic is what was scary. The bad drivers, they don't see me.
I was going to ask you, nobody's watching for bicycles.
Yeah, I don't have any little lights or anything because I'm not that healthy.
Right, exactly.
So,
right, you just pulled
this
the
is all
bike
new to
out.
me.
Healthy people are like, I got to stay alive. You know, they have blinkers. And, yeah,
They do it every day.
exactly.
Wow, so you have a real bicycle that.
Yeah, my mom won it at her college. She's a teacher at a community college, and
It's
she
a
won
girl's
it.
bike.
Oh.
It's got a basket, and it's kind of
Bling,
like.
bling.
It's called the Heartbreaker.
Oh, I bet you were breaking a lot of hearts on that thing. So I was wondering about that. Like, so you just stuck to the sidewalks along Martin
No,
Luther?
there's a bike path.
See, I just don't trust those bike paths. You're way too close to traffic.
When I would come to a car that I would have to come out into the street, I would just dip off onto the sidewalk to be safe.
Smart.
Right, for
Yeah.
sure. But they do, like, you know, there's more bike paths everywhere, which gives, more reason to ride your bike, I guess. They're making it easier for everybody. But props to you, man.
Thanks,
for
guys.
real.
Thank you, Kathy.
So-
You challenged me
I am
yesterday.
so happy that I helped somebody.
Yeah.
Hey, it's going to last for a couple weeks. I already know the routine. I've been there.
But you're a pretty active guy to begin with. I wouldn't say you were a couch potato I am.
I don't think he's volleyball, Mike.
No.
That's
he
the
was-
old me.
You were?
Well, it's funny because he's like, where he lives, he's like, man, my apartment's right by the pool. He's like, I can't be fat this summer because then it turns into one of those things like, oh, I hear everybody having fun.
You can't go out.
Right, all the six-pack people grilling burgers by the pool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bad. There's a bunch of young millennials that are all.
Okay, you're a young millennial.
I don't look like it though.
Yes, you
Right,
do.
he's competing with like metabolisms of a 20-year-old.
Okay.
Right.
I'm approaching 30, so.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I'm 28.
Wow.
Yep, getting up there.
Okay.
So he put on the freshman 30.
Yeah, definitely.
Kidding. Hey,
It's
so wait a
because
minute.
he and his girlfriend, she's a good cook. They like to they're
Well-
finally doing the let's hang out and Netflix and chill.
She's skinny. She looks like she doesn't have to like.
Yeah, we're both trying to get happy with ourselves. Like, yeah, we're not the biggest out of shape. We're definitely lucky to have some sort of
Right.
metabolism
I
left.
think you're in a small percentage of you're not a fat American.
Yeah, and
Well, enjoy the last few bites because it's coming.
Yeah, enjoy that. But so you gonna ride your bike today?
I'm gonna see. Maybe this is my off day. I get to cheat.
No.
Is it
Yes,
cheat day?
for sure, dude.
No.
For sure.
It's your second day.
I'm going to take you for a cheat.
No,
I got you.
Mike.
I'm rewarding you.
Burrito curls.
Right. Good job, Mike.
Yeah.
So we'll all learn by your lesson, and if it works for him, maybe we'll do it.
Yeah, right. My body gets sore just by cleaning the house.
I was looking up at my treadmill, and I was like, I either got to start using that or sell it.
Right. Right.
I mean, I bought it for a reason,
Yeah,
and it's a good one, and you have a whole little workout room in your basement.
I do.
You have like a gym that's right there.
Yeah, we have like an elliptical and a treadmill and a little row your boat thing.
I told you to turn that into a girls' playroom.
Yeah, trust me. Trust me. I wanted to. But now we just have a lot of stuff. And it's downstairs, so it's not like I can hang my clothes on it and make it,
Right.
something good.
But Mr. Efficient uses it. He
Not
goes down there.
No, not as often as he'd like.
Right. And that's just kind of like everybody else who's now paying X amount to a gym membership that they don't use.
Right.
And you're just waiting for it to run out.
It's only the 10th. People are already not using a gym membership
I'm
that
saying
they
people
just
that
got.
had a membership that they've had for 3 years.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
My mom is so lazy that she still pays $12 a year for something or $12 a month for something that is in the whole nother county. I'm like, just call them and cancel it. Like,
No, I'm going to go.
I don't know. First it was that 2-year commitment thing where you couldn't cancel it.
Right.
Yeah, but now it's just I'm like, that's up by your mom's house.
Right. There's no.
She should just give it to your mom.
Right.
And yes, I'm Kathleen. I'm
Right, they
here.
look alike.
Here to go work out.
Yeah, it's like one of those things where you've made the mistake before. You're like, I'm going to get in the gym. I'm going to pay for this membership.
Yeah.
And then they trick you. And then you're like, damn it, why did I do that? And then you're like, it happens again in your life. You get motivated again. You're like, this time I'm going.
Yeah.
And you're like, I'm signing up.
So, Mike, today is not a cheat day. Today is your day to keep working out.
Gotta stay strong.
Yes, exactly.
All right.
I have a friend who her commitment was just walk a mile every day. And so she's up to 60 days in a row. She's walked a mile.
Right. She hasn't been back. We haven't seen her. She just kept walking.
She
Forrest
just kept
Gump.
walking. Right.
Blazing Hit Radio.
Now with
More us.
They're just really funny.
Better music.
less commercials.
More Larry and Kathie.
Hey, coming up in a little while, we'll be hearing from a listener who we've been trying to get on the phone with. She basically is wondering why the man she just broke up with is already with somebody else.
Totally.
Like it took him like the blink of an eye to.
Yeah, how are you guys able to jump that fast? Like, don't you want to?
You know what I think
don't
it
know.
is?
Don't you want to like be sad at all over the time we spent together and the fact I'm not in your life anymore? Damn.
I honestly think that it's because guys aren't into feelings. So they're like, let me just cover it up. You know what I mean? Like, in other words, let me move on. Where that's not the answer, and it's not going to pan out for you. That's like a rebound thing. But yeah, guys probably are just like scared.
Oh, sure. I'm not buying that. I'll tell you that right now.
No, I'm not, I think it's bad like to jump into something right away or to seg from one to the other, because like some people have an affair and then they think, oh, I'm going to go with the affair now. And it's not all that you think it is, but we're going to help her out, I guess. Maybe
Okay.
let people chime in on it.
Right.
We
Well,
put-
like if they were fighting the whole time leading up, I understand why, it
Right.
would be easier for a guy to move on. But if things were cool
Right.
for a long time and then because I had a similar situation.
Right, where like it could be like one thing that broke you up, but you thought everything else was cool.
Right.
And then all of a sudden they're schmoopy talking a new person that quick.
Yeah.
You're like, but I was
But
your
I was
little
just
snuggle
there.
bunny.
Right. How do you do that?
How do you use the same snuggle bunny name?
Right.
Yeah, that's weird.
It is weird.
So anything that you have coming up on the Everyday Show? You wanna mention?
Let's see. I have no.
Okay, no.
I mean, you know what? I don't know. I know Chris Parente's back today.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, and then he leaves again tomorrow for the Golden Globes. You know,
I'm
'cause
so confused by the awards because I thought
it's awards season.
right. So the Golden Globes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Critics' Choice
Okay.
tomorrow. Sorry
See,
about
there's
that.
too many. There's Golden
Right.
Globes, Critics' Choice, Emmys.
And so, since he's one of the critics,
Okay.
he actually, this is the big one where he actually gets to go be in the same ballroom with all the stars.
That's cool.
All of the stars understand that normal people are going to be walking up to him, taking pictures and stuff.
So they're like in a petting zoo.
Right. And I would love to go just once, but Chris, his seats are like way in the back by the bathrooms and the defibrillator. So,
That's
but
still
he
a
still,
seat.
right. He still gets to wander up, during halftime, or I mean, intermission or whatever, halftime, and, take pictures with people,
Does
Tom
he-
Hanks or whoever.
Is it one of the ones with the big round tables where everybody gets
Yes.
to eat? Okay,
Yeah.
that's
right.
cool.
It is cool. And everybody's more laid back.
Right.
Right.
And it's not as fancy as the Golden Globes, which was hilarious if you saw Meryl Streep and Tom Hanks went on Ellen. Just
Yeah, you
talk
were
about
watching
the
that
night
this morning.
Yeah, and it was really funny, just their observations of the night and that whole Oprah
Like, what did
Winfrey.
they say?
Oh, nothing. That it was just, there was at some point where Steven Spielberg wanted a martini, so Tom Hanks went to go get martinis. I guess when Steven asks for a martini,
That's the only person Tom Hanks will jump for.
right. So he came back with a tray of martinis, and they had a good time. But they got on the subject of the whole Oprah Winfrey for president thing,
Right.
and it seems like that got out of hand yesterday because
Trump responded.
No. Well, first of all, it was Stedman that had said to a reporter he thought he was being asked if Oprah would make a good president. And he was
Okay.
like, absolutely.
He said if the people, it's up to the people. If they
Right.
want it, she'll absolutely do it.
Well, yeah, but that's kind of not what he said.
Okay.
So anyway, everybody took what he said to mean that.
Okay.
Okay. And so, then everybody was going, oh, it's confirmed. It's confirmed. So
Right. Like if Stedman says it, he's the
Right.
closest thing to her.
Exactly. So,
Besides Gail.
well, then Gail was on the Today Show yesterday doing damage control.
On Good Morning America.
Good Morning America. Saying, no, that's not what he meant. And he would have never been so carefree about announcing it.
We all thought it was kind of crazy.
Right.
Okay.
So in other words, she was trying to backpedal a little bit, saying it's not a thing. You know what I mean?
Boo.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, but I bet you she still could be convinced.
You know what? Like I said yesterday, I think it would taint her. You know what I mean? Just to go into something that's already like so weird and like
Corrupt.
established and corrupt
True.
and greasy. And it's like I've just seen other presidents go in there and think that they're going to figure it out and do some stuff, and then next thing you know, that they can't really get anything done because
I know, but how was it that Obama could never get anything done, but Trump seems to just push everything through?
because he has the House and the Senate.
Oh, that's right.
Right,
He's
right.
got more Republicans on his side.
Exactly.
The same Republicans that were there blocking everything Obama tried.
Right, for
Gotcha.
sure. So
Okay.
when you have the House and the Senate, you can get more stuff done. But it's like you can see also all the hard work you do completely be undone by the next guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
does
That
suck.
really sucks.
Well, that's why I thought once the president did something, it like definitely stood in policy for at least 4 years or some crap.
right. Yeah.
So that the next guy can't come in and undo stuff.
Yeah, and then you think, okay, Trump's doing all this, and this, and deregulating everything. So maybe the next guy's going to undo everything he did.
Yeah.
So it's like this constant back and forth. But whatever.
But speaking of with the Dreamers and stuff,
Oh,
that's
right.
kind of crazy.
Right,
DACA
right.
and stuff. So Trump saying he was like, we're gonna, no more Dreamers. We're not gonna help them. And then yesterday I just heard some press conference where he was like, we can absolutely go in and try to do something where the 800,000 will be grandfathered in.
It was really weird too because it was a meeting that they started having in front of the press. And so they were like,
Right.
oh, we can come together on this. And then you started hearing all these different opinions. And then you're like, yeah, you hear Trump completely buckle from what he said.
Right.
But he's smart in the sense that he's like, let's make a deal. So in other words, you give me some wall funding and I'll give you the DACA thing.
Oh,
That's
okay.
how he does things. So what's crazy about the wall is they're starting the tests on the wall.
Yeah.
So somewhere in like San Diego, there's a section of the border
Okay.
where there's like 17 examples of walls.
Really?
So it's almost
because
like
they
if
got to
you
go
went to,
down in the ground.
Right,
I
they
mean,
do.
right?
They do.
Right.
And so there's all these examples. It's almost like you went to Home Depot and you're looking at examples.
You know
And
what?
some-
How much is this option?
Right.
How much is this? Right.
And so they're going to start testing those walls out to see if you can get under them, if you can get over them. You know, if you
So
can,
how do they test them? They honestly let people.
I don't know.
Hey, you know, if you're trying to cross, we would like you,
Right.
you know, to try
And if
these
you-
different 7 examples, so we can have a test
and if you
run.
make it, we're not going to hold it against
yeah,
you.
right.
Run.
right.
Right. But there's openness in between each section. You know what I mean? So you can literally, like, some are bars and then solid wall, so you can see through the bottom.
Oh,
And then some are see through all the way. Some are solid walls. Some have little roofs on the top. So it's really weird. Like,
Okay.
I hope they show us how they're testing those out. You know what I mean? Like, do they
I
have?
mean, the only way to test it is to truly let people dry them.
Right, but you know it's going to be really bad because they're going to have some white guy in a sombrero and a
Yeah,
poncho.
it's going to be horrible.
Right.
Bad taste,
Yeah,
for
exactly.
sure. Right.
So yeah, it's just going to be weird, but you know, they're going to figure out how they're going to which one's most cost effective and which one keeps people out.
Gotcha. Okay.
Whatever.
All right.
But yeah, so that was that. And then if you want to hit us up on our topic, 303-728-3420, 303-728-3420, we're going to talk about who gets over relationships quicker, men or women, and why.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we all know it's men.
You totally. I remember we spoke when this happened to me. We talked about it on the air, and the new woman. Do you remember? She called our boss because she was mad that I was talking smack about her.
Right.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. I'll put it out there again.
Yeah, hit us up, 303-728-3420. You can call or you can also leave us a message on the app. Just go to the menu bar and hit shout out and give us your opinion, 303-728-3420.
I don't care what they say about me.
And now,
I go dumb, I go stupid, I get crazy. Come on and clap.
it's Kathie J's Stupid News.
Cops are looking for a guy, a criminal. He's a bad man who tattooed his social security number on his forehead.
Like his parents were like, if you forget this, it'll ruin your whole life and your credit and everything.
Right, and obviously he's just putting it out there like, hey, joke's on you if you actually try to use this social security number.
Like everywhere
You'll
he
get
goes,
arrested.
Right, he's wondering why all these people are trying to start credit cards under his name.
So the guy is in Houston. He's 40 years old. His name is Robert. He's wanted for a series of armed robberies. And you know, they always say if you put a tattoo on your body, it's a distinguishing feature that allows you to be tracked.
And identified right
yes,
away.
Exactly. So he actually put his social security number on his forehead, tattooed it right there, right across it like a billboard. No word on why. But again, if anybody tries to steal his identity, joke's on them.
Right.
Because there's no way.
He saw my address is on my butt.
Right, exactly.
And,
Full name right here on my cheek. So the thing is, though, his mugshot, I mean, he just looks like not the smartest dude.
Oh, no.
Which is unfortunate.
Yeah, anybody
Cops
that's
are
going
still
to
looking for him.
tattoo their face, it comes into question.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I have yet to see a
Successful,
Cute.
good-looking face tattoo.
yeah, and it sucks because I'm down. I've gotten past it. I've gotten to accept even neck tattoos.
Right, no, for sure, especially if it's on the right guy.
Right.
That can pull it off.
Like why your hairdresser?
Oh,
he
yeah,
can pull
like
off
that
neck
guy's all
tattoos.
style. It's
Yeah.
annoying.
I know, right?
Right, because like the thing is,
He and his perfect wife and their perfect children. They always look so good.
well, and it's like if you get a neck tattoo, you're already like, there's some people with neck tattoos, you're like, he's going to ask me for change. But then there's some people with neck tattoos, you're like, that's dope.
I'm going to ask him for change.
Right.
A lady fired 2 shots at her husband while he was on the toilet because he wasn't listening to her.
Well, he was on the toilet. It's not like it's conversation time. I'm concentrating on going to the bathroom.
Are you kidding me? Don't act like it's such a sacred time while you guys are on the toilet. You'll do phone calls. You'll be on your phone and Facebook.
Everything but FaceTime, because then people get all weird.
Yes, exactly. I wonder why. So the lady, she lives in Arizona. They both live in Arizona. He was sitting on the toilet December 30th, and suddenly his 69-year-old wife, Linda,
And Linda.
busted in the bathroom and fired 2 shots in his direction, not into the ceiling, but in his direction.
So she really tried to kill him.
They hit the wall 7 inches above his head.
Whoa.
So either she's a horrible shot or a good shot.
Or is it like, man, these bran muffins aren't working, this cigarette, this coffee, nothing's making me go. She's like, I got this.
Right, I'll scare it out of you.
And he's like, hey, it worked. Oh, thank God. I feel so much better.
God, that was the best.
Oh,
thank
does anybody
God.
have a match? Whew.
Police say he was slouched on the toilet, and that's a good thing.
Right. She's like, you're lucky you have bad posture.
Exactly. They say that if he was sitting up straight, the shots could have been a lot closer to his head.
Wow.
So she must be a bad shot then.
Right. Thank God.
He called the cops, and when they got there, Linda admitted she fired the shots at the wall. Wasn't aiming for him, but she wanted to scare him.
7 inches away, that's
a little
that's
too
debatable.
close. Yeah.
Arrest this bitch.
She said she did it because she wanted to make him listen to her. You know, we talked about this yesterday. The new sex robots for women. We're going to have 2 features: the bionic pee-pee, and they were going to be able to listen. She got arrested for aggravated assault. Linda and her husband have been married for 32 years. Oh, yeah. They've reached that point of the relationship.
Oh, for sure.
Where they just hate each other.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just like, if you fart one more time,
Right, exactly.
I'm going to kill you.
And finally, a guy who injured his berries.
Okay.
Right? Twig and berries?
Correct.
Yeah. A guy
More
who
like a thick branch and 2 plums.
Fine. A guy who injured his plums, during a robbery is suing the owner of the store that he robbed.
I hate when people do this.
This is
it's like,
ridiculous.
you robbed. If you wouldn't have done that, you wouldn't have been injured.
Right. So back on November 20th, 3 guys broke into a store in Ireland. Okay?
Okay.
They loaded the stolen stuff into their car. The cops showed up as they were loading.
Oh, here comes the cops. We got to get out of here.
Right. So the cops wound up chasing the guys back into the store.
Oh, great.
And they ended up arresting them in the store.
Okay.
The guys got suspended sentences for the burglary, but that's not the end of it. Apparently, during the cop chase, one of the burglars bumped into a shelf and injured the plums.
Oh.
Prunes. I'm going prunes. They're more like prunes.
No, on a
Little
cold
raisins.
day, they're prunes. On a nice day, they're just delicious plums.
I'm going to say prunes.
Sweet, savory plums. I don't know.
So his little raisins got hurt.
Now they're craisins.
They keep getting smaller.
Right.
They got cut up so badly he needed stitches.
Oh my God. So one of the cops is like, I got to put pressure on this.
Yeah, right.
Or
you put pressure on it.
You'd be holding it so
yourself,
tight. Right, for sure.
So now that guy, the robber, is suing the owner of the store for the injuries.
shelf being sharp?
He said he's also suing the cops, the court system, and the country.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, you're out of luck. No one's going to vote for that in a jury for you.
They're reviewing the situation right now to see if he even has a case, but the owner of the store says it would be funny if it wasn't true.
I'd like to be on that jury because, in court, you're going to have to look at him. You're going to have to see the damage.
Yeah, right.
Let's see him.
Let's see him.
Oh, Kathie was right. They're prunes.
Yeah, right. No, I said raisins.
Oh, raisins.
You ain't got nothing down there, you coward.
It's so cold in Ireland.
Yeah.
Call or text us now
I'm so excited.
on the YOLO Rum phone line.
Alexa, will you be my friend?
Of course we can be friends.
303-728-3420.
You seem very nice.
It seems like there's a bunch of new Alexa products coming out or something. I saw something on Fox where they're like, a new line of Alexa-related things.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so...
Are you going to get one?
Eventually. I just want to wait to see if that one with the screen is where everything's headed. You know what I mean? Because you can be like, Alexa, show me my emails.
Right.
Or show me a picture or whatever.
Was it Wiggins that said that one was junk?
That it was having some issues.
Yeah.
So until they fix that, then no.
So don't do that one.
Well, there's too many of them. There's like a tall one and a little one and a dot. And
right.
I'm like, I want the one you have that has the ability to play music. And
The
do
tall
all that.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they all have the ability to do all of it.
Right.
So I hate people like this. When it comes to like returning stuff,
Right.
some people, they just have no shame.
Right.
You
got to give it the semblance of something that still can be like packaged back, like if
Right.
I'm the person that opens it carefully in case if I don't want it, and I'll save the box for a while in case it doesn't work.
Yeah.
But yeah, I also know how to put it back in the box. And
No, for sure. Like something that doesn't work, I get. But there's people that I've heard from that will go out and buy like a rug shampooer, shampoo, and they'll do their entire house, and then they will package it back up and return it.
And then some stores are like really good about like, we'll take anything back.
Kohl's.
Right.
Right. They're one of them.
Right.
Like they've taken back stuff my mom said that they don't even have scanners for. Like, so it's obvious
not
it
even their
didn't come
product.
from Kohl's. So people go to Goodwill, get stuff, and then return it at Kohl's for cash.
That's brilliant. Thanks for the idea, jotting that down.
To me, like you got to be a different class of person to do that.
Right. You're
because
like
I'm the person that's like, well, I wore these shoes once, even though they hurt. I'm not taking them back. It is what it is.
I got stuck with
screwed.
them.
Right.
Right.
I'm that person that's like,
For sure.
Right.
I'm the same way. Unless it just immediately broke.
Exactly.
Right.
Well, even immediately broke, you don't do it. I got you that birthday present last year, and you didn't take it back, and that was like a $200 gift.
I thought I would find a straight guy that would fix it for me.
Right.
Like, because it was like an engineering thing that like a Wiggins could have done, but he's too busy.
But again, I think it was just broken. I think it was something wrong with the product. It needed to go back, and you need to just get a new one.
No, because I think that I had tried so many different variations on it.
Right.
Like I put the propellers this way. I did them that way.
Right.
So
it
now
was
I was
the
lost.
Star Wars drone.
Yeah, it was
from
like
Bed
a
Bath
TIE
and
fighter.
Beyond. Right.
Super cool.
Right.
And I
totally.
never got it off the air because I couldn't.
We couldn't figure it out. We tried.
Every
and
way.
It started really cool, and
Right.
it was so exciting, and then it wouldn't get off the ground.
You know what we were missing?
What?
Is like a little kid who would play with that. Like, in
Yeah.
other words, some little
That would
kids
be
are
like
so
ding,
smart.
ding,
Oh,
ding,
you do
ding,
it like this.
Here it is.
Right. You're like, damn.
That would be cool.
Right.
So so now your only option is to go and buy one.
And then take it back.
And then
Put the
take
one that
that
doesn't
product
work.
out and put the one that doesn't work in it.
Exactly.
Right. But then there's this lady. A lady actually returned her dead Christmas tree to Costco January 4th and got a refund.
Okay, that's BS.
Total BS.
It's the holidays already over. Of course it's going to be dying and dry.
Right. So
Wow.
there's a photo of the lady in line and a post, okay? And this is what it is. A guy posted a picture on Facebook Friday from the returns and exchanges line at Costco in LA. The lady in front of him dragged in her huge Christmas tree that was dead to try and return it, okay? So everyone in line was like, lady, you know,
high?
like, right, like
Right.
you're crazy. Yeah, we get it. It's after Christmas. Now
Right.
you're returning it.
Ha-ha.
It was totally used.
Right.
Yeah. Well, guess what? She complained and wouldn't take no for an answer. She kept saying, it's dead. The tree's dead. You sold me a dead tree. Costco actually gave in and gave her the refund.
They're all, somebody shut this bitch up.
Yeah.
The guy says that the staff shamed her a little bit, but didn't want to give it to her, and she stood her ground. And eventually, you know how we know those people. We've all been with them. Well, could you call your manager?
Right. And then
And
you're
then the
just
manager
like,
shows
oh
up,
my
and
God.
then the manager says something. Then another manager has to get called. But eventually, those people get their way. And to me, I just think it's shameless.
Right. Give her $25 and send her on her way
You know, it was more than that.
or whatever.
It's like 200.
Yeah, well, it's like my thing is there's a bunch of trees in my neighborhood that are out on in the street for
Yeah.
pickup.
Yes.
Let's take them all back to Costco.
Right, exactly. Right. Go get a tree and take it back to Costco.
Clearly, that's your policy.
So, you know, a lot of people, when their tree's dead, I don't know, they recycle it.
Right, you put it out on the curb and they usually pick it up. And there's actually a place right down the street from me. It's across from the ladies' prison.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where they grind them up. So they take all the trees over there and put them in big piles, and then eventually they shred them.
Yes.
So at some point you'll drive by there, and it's going to smell amazing.
Yeah, like evergreen.
Like pine, yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, it's that time of year again.
That is nice.
Right, and then you look over to the right, and there's the lady prison, and you're like, there's a river that runs right by the lady prison and a train.
Now, are you sure that's all lady prison again?
No,
or
there's
is
a
it part
lady
of
and a
Denver?
man.
Okay, so it is both.
But across from the Christmas tree is the lady prison. That's the
Oh.
first one you see on your right. But again, like I said, there's a river there.
Yeah.
And a wildlife sanctuary.
Yeah.
And a train. So if you're going to escape from a prison, this is the one you want to escape from.
Right.
You can jump on the train, swim down the river.
But that's not really maximum security prison kind of thing, right? So the people in there aren't really like, we're going away for 10 years.
No, there's people serving like long sentences in there, but it really is the prison where you hang out before they take you to the Grand Canyon, or not the
Canyon City.
Thank
City.
you. Right. Before you're heading to the big one.
Right, for sure. So
Yeah.
there've been some really famous people in that jail, like famous as far as like criminals.
Wow, you were so close to him.
I know.
Larry.
I've driven by there so many times, and I thought, what would I do if all of a sudden I see a man running in an orange jumpsuit and he's somehow scaled the fence
Yeah.
and he's running to my car?
You would obey that sign that says "Don't pick up hitchhikers."
I know, but if he was like super hot, like that one prisoner that got turned into a model,
The hot felon.
right? Exactly. I'd be like, get in, let's get out of here.
Yeah. Right.
Right, now I'm
you're
accessory.
right. Exactly. What do you think?
I don't know. He was really hot,
Is
and
he-
his jumpsuit
and all
was
of us,
torn.
all of us that are friends of yours would go, "Yeah, that sounds like Larry."
Right.
Yeah. Let me see a picture of him. Oh yeah, that's totally Larry.
First thing I'd say is like, get out of the orange jumpsuit. They're going to recognize you.
Yeah.
You'd be better off nude.
You fool.
Get in.
Throw it out of the car.
And then I'd call home and go, Chris, open the garage, hurry.
Right. Yeah. Guess what the spider caught in its web?
Blazing Hit Radio.
Better music,
Less commercials.
more Larry and Kathy.
Okay, when you say more us, it sounds like you're calling us fat. Oh, that was me saying that. Yeah, it
I was
just
gonna
means
say that's us.
we get to talk as long as we want.
Right.
It's our station.
Exactly.
We're not going to be limited.
We're not going to be limited. So there's a new study that came out yesterday, and it doesn't apply to you, Larry. And I don't know about you, Bolty. You can let me know. But a
Clearly.
new study came out what?
No, I was going to say clearly, if it doesn't apply to me, it must be like small genitalia. So it might
yes.
apply to Mike.
You wish. No, a new study came out yesterday that said that we choose partners and we're attracted to partners who look like our parents.
That would be weird.
So my question to you, Bolty, is does Liz resemble your mom?
No, I'm
No.
into Hispanic women, so
Okay.
Yeah, producer Bolte, of course, sitting
I'm
in
white.
for Wiggins, who's out with an eye injury, by the way.
Yes,
We wanted
yes.
to keep people posted on that. We'll hopefully be back tomorrow. But we got producer Bolte.
yeah.
Yay.
I'm getting better at this.
Yes, you're doing a good job.
Thank you.
So, but I will say this: Liz has really pretty eyes, like your mom does.
Yeah, she her mom's white and she has green eyes, but she looks Hispanic.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah, I
But
kinda
your
see
mom
that.
has really
Yeah,
cool green
she has
eyes,
pretty
right?
Your
eyes,
mom's
too.
wet. She's white.
Yeah, very
blonde.
white.
Right. But like my dad, dark features, Italian.
Right.
JJ, my husband.
Right. If JJ grew a mustache, I could see it.
No, no.
Just a mustache.
The only family member that looks like my husband is your sister's husband.
Oh, that's right. It looks like my.
Have you ever seen him in the same room together, Bolty?
Yeah, and
Yeah, Andy looks just like JJ. It's very strange.
And JJ's sister looks like JJ in drag.
Yeah, right.
And
For
every
sure,
time I see
Janessa.
him, I'm like, every time I see Janessa, I'm like, JJ, you really could kill it on stage if you wanted to. You got something
If
going
you
on.
wanted to, he has no rhythm. We've seen him dance.
But so wait, it didn't apply to me in the sense that
Just because I know what your mom and dad look like, and Chris doesn't look like your mom and dad.
no, but let's see. Would that have worked on my end? No, because my parents don't look like his parents. Right? Or Chris doesn't look like I don't look like Chris's parents either.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. You have
Oh,
some
yes,
Paul
you can pass for
features.
Nita. I can see that.
You have some
Big
Paul.
4th of July vest and a big white hairdo.
4th of July.
And a big white hairdo. Yes, I
And a
look
bunch
a lot
of
like
cats
her.
around you.
I think this is weird. If
Bright
you're-
red lipstick.
If you're dating somebody that looks like your mom, you have issues.
Yeah.
Or is it saying it just accidentally happened?
It's saying, yeah, don't
It's like
be
subliminally.
calling out these people.
I'm
like
just saying,
you got
like, if you're
issues.
looking for your, like, my mom's hot, now I'm going to look for a girl that looks just like her. That's weird.
Well, if you had a good relationship with your father, ladies, then you are going to seek out a guy who kind of resembles your dad.
And there's a bunch of girls throwing up. Blech.
If
My
you
dad's
didn't-
old.
If you didn't have a good relationship with your dad, then you just have daddy issues.
Right. And those are the perfect girls to date.
So when it comes to a type that we all have, when it comes to hair and eye color, the type that is like resembles what their parents have
Right.
is what they go for, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's weird because that definitely doesn't apply because my parents did not have gorgeous blue eyes like Chris.
Yes, right. No, they didn't.
I kind of sometimes think that maybe this would apply, but then sometimes you kind of look for the opposite of what you were around. You know what I mean? Like, I guess I could see somebody being like, I'm around a bunch of Hispanic people, and now I want to date a blonde, blue-eyed lady.
Yeah, right.
Mix it up a little bit.
Right.
Right.
And there is that.
Right.
So men and women preferred a guy who was somewhat midway between muscled and skinny.
Okay, so it's like not totally shredded, but not dad bod.
Like right. But nobody preferred a guy who was fat, all over fat.
Wow, that's
Yes.
mean.
When it came to actual partners, gay men and straight women were different. First of all, there was a lot more variation in the bodies of actual partners than ideal partners. Okay. Meaning none of us are getting the hot ones.
Right,
'Cause
only
we're
the
not
hot ones are getting the hot ones.
Exactly. Gay men's partners tended to be fatter, or at least to be perceived as fatter by volunteers.
Okay.
Right. And straight women's partners tended to be more muscled, which is crazy because
The
gay men are usually the pickier ones.
well, and the stereotype is like every gay guy's a gym rat, and clearly that's not the case.
Right, exactly.
You know
I know, right, because there's skinny and then there's gay skinny.
Right, exactly. Like in straight terms, we could be seen as normal. In gay terms, we're
You're fat.
morbidly obese.
Yeah, exactly. So what about the father's body types? Researchers found that straight women's ideal partner body shape was similar to the body shape of their own dads,
Dad bod.
which is crazy. I
Right.
guess, well, my dad was always tall and thin up until,
Beer
the
belly.
later years, but he always had a beer belly, for real.
Right. So then, but I would imagine then, like, if you come from a fit family where your dad and mom exercised and they showed you that by example, I'd imagine maybe you're looking for a fit person if you're
Right.
fit and you fell into the fitness.
I could see that, right?
Right,
You don't
and-
want to be with a couch potato if you're fit.
Right, but if you're a couch potato, you're looking for another potato.
Right, I don't want any pressure on me.
Right,
You kidding
exactly.
me?
You're going to meet another potato and you're going to make au gratin.
Gay men's ideal partners and their
Were hung.
fathers were only similarly skinny. So
Right.
not dad bod, but definitely skinny.
Plus, it always varies. It's like there's some people that, like, you both start fit and then you put on a little as a couple. You know what I
No,
mean?
for sure. Right. Preferences, again, didn't seem to translate into the real world choice of partners, meaning we all got fatties.
Right. Well, I mean, you have to, you can sleep with what you are, that is your type if you maintain that. But like sometimes you'll see a couple where it's like she's skinny and fit and he's a little chubby.
Right, totally. It's unclear whether there's a link between the quality of father-child relationship and mate preference in gay men, but when it comes to women, if they had a good relationship with their dad, then they actually it's imprinted in them as a way of saying their preference for male bodies were similar to their dad's.
I think across the board, I think if you're chubby, people will expect you to make up for it in income.
Well, you got to. Come on, bring it. What you got?
Right,
you got to
exactly.
have something.
Right, exactly. I could be over with Mr. Six Pack.
Exactly. You can't be fat and not have a job.
Right.
Like, come
That's
on.
like where a girl can't be fat and mean.
Right. Yes. You can't be fat and mean.
Right.
You got. If you're fat, you got to be a nice girl.
Right.
You're funny.
You can be hot
Like mean.
and mean. Yeah, that's a trade-off.
Right. If you're hot, you can be mean all you want because there's your compromise. I mean, everybody gets something.
Yeah.
Right. You either get a pretty face and a fat body. Very, very rarely will you get the pretty face and the pretty body.
Listen, we're all going to end up baked potatoes. It just is the way it happens. It just depends on when you become a baked potato and if you want to do it alone. Like some people are like, I'm going away to become a baked potato.
Yeah.
And then some people are like, well, I'll see you around, other potatoes.
Right.
Right. And then eventually they wheel you into a senior care facility and then they leave you in the corner and you start sprouting things like potatoes.
Gross.
Like the potato that was left in the back of the pantry.
Right, exactly. It's gross like that.
Right, exactly.
Speaking of the potatoes, earlier we talked about the study that if you've been a couch potato and sedentary for a lot of your life, you can fix that and get your heart working with 2 years of intense working out.
Right, you have to start and then just kill it for 2 years,
Yeah.
and then you'll be back to square one, where all the healthy people are.
You'll be exactly with the people that have been working out every day for for years.
Right.
You can
So-
get your heart back into that kind of a shape.
Right, you have to cram it.
Yes. So this one on the text line, 303-728-3420, they're talking about everyone being back at the gym for the resolutions.
And how annoying it is because it's so crowded and they can't wait for everybody to stop going.
Yep, that's what they're saying. This time of the year is so annoying for us religious gym goers. The gym is so crowded, we have a hard time doing our full workouts. Then there's the newcomers that sit by a machine for 5, 10, or maybe even 15 minutes without even using it.
Right, because they're intimidated by it or don't know how to work it.
I was in the gym yesterday and there was literally someone watching a how to work out video while they were at the gym.
That's hilarious. Hey, at least they're at the gym.
Right, true. And then you try to help them out. They get an attitude and act like they've got it all figured out.
I wonder how long it takes for those people to die off.
Yeah, I was like,
is it a month?
you probably only have another couple weeks,
Right, for sure.
of dealing with those people. So just hang in there, okay?
Well, I've seen the commercials for the one gym that's like Planet whatever. They're like, you can come here and be
Planet
fat.
Fitness, right? We'll take you, fat ass.
Right, we don't shame
Our
you.
machines will support you.
Our employees are trained not to laugh out loud at you. We train them to go around the corner and laugh at you.
Right. So yeah, but you know what? I gotta do something. My knees are killing me.
No,
like
for
our
sure.
studio is downstairs in this apartment that we're in.
Right.
Condo, townhouse. What are we in?
It's a work-live space.
Fine. So we're downstairs, and so every day I'm on those stairs, and I'm hearing my knees go.
So our next endorsement will be that thing that takes you up on the chair, that takes you up the staircase.
Oh, I thought you were going to say some sort of diet or a gym. No, you're just creating a product
It's all
that we
Kathie's-
sit in.
Kathie's transportation to the show is brought to you Old People Stair Climber.
Play
Old
another
People
song.
Stair Climber.
Play another song. I'm not to the top of the stairs yet.
We lost power.
Oh my God.
She's okay.
Call now.
3037283420.
Blazing Hit Radio.
I'm sorry, I guess I dialed the wrong number.
Call or text now.
Hello? I know your secret.
You can also send us an email or whatever, however you want to get a hold of us. And I feel bad because there has been a listener that's been trying to get in touch with us, especially Kathie. And she didn't want to be on the air, but she sent us an email to my email. And then I was like, kind of blew her off for a couple days.
Well, it was the holidays.
Right. So then I was like, oh, dang, she's still there. So she instant messaged me this email. So it'll be kind of like that whole thing if a guy gets over a relationship breakup sooner than a woman thing.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Okay, so subject line help. I'm writing you because my job does not allow me to use my phone while I'm at work. I am asking for Kathie's help as I fear Larry will probably side with my ex.
I already sided with them.
I'll keep it short. I was engaged to an amazing man who I was 100% sure was my soulmate. We had such a great romance that we were in bliss for over a year. When he asked me to marry him, it was in front of both of our families, and I was the happiest that I've ever been. We decided to get married a year after our engagement. Over that 1 year, our relationship took a total dive. Opposite work hours, constant bickering over money didn't help. Long story longer, we just broke up. I'm devastated and feel like I'm in a bad dream. My question for you guys and the listeners out there is, how the hell does a guy leave a woman and shack up with another one a week after I moved out? How and why are men like this? So quick to have another intimate relationship. No mourning period? Don't I deserve a mourning period? I can't imagine even kissing a new guy, much less moving in with him. Why am I insane? How do they do this?
Well,
I totally hear you. I don't get it.
Here's what I can really give you the real reason.
Please, I'm dying to know because she's not alone. Like, we've all had a relationship where we break up with you. We thought we had something with you, and then you guys. I want to know you went through a mourning period. I'm sorry, but then you're all of a sudden on to another chick.
I would say,
and like taking selfies with her and having a good time.
It's because we're so hurt.
Oh, is this it?
And that we're not used to being able to be in touch with our feelings so much that we bury it and then just try to cover it over with the next thing.
Okay.
Maybe?
See, I might be able to agree that you guys are trying to not feel the pain, so you're going to another chick. I get that.
Right.
But then explain this one to me, and this is what had happened to me. Remember, I was with Trucker Greg for like 7 years. We bought a house together.
Mm-hmm.
He was like the first real relationship that I was with, like during college and then after college, right? Loved the guy.
He had beautiful blue eyes.
He did. And like made a lot of sacrifices with Trucker Greg, right?
No, you definitely were in for it.
Yeah, for real.
You were committed.
But the topic of marriage never came up. Okay, because we had the same last name, so it was like we were married anyways.
That's hilarious. I forgot about that.
Right? I always used to tell people that he took my name in marriage. But anyways, so it was like that, right? And I was even like going to court with him to adopt his daughter.
Wow.
Because
I didn't even know that.
the mother had passed away and she was staying with Grandma Kathie. So I was actually going to court with him. I was on the documents to adopt her.
Wow.
Like,
So
it was serious.
I know, but the wedding him asking you to marry should have come before that.
Well, I was also the girl that never wanted to be married.
There you
so
go.
there's that. Okay, so here's the thing though. Then all of a sudden, he cheated on me with some skinny stick with no soul. And like within a year, he's married to her.
Whoa.
And do you remember I was so
You were
mad
distraught.
because I was like, why wasn't I good enough to get married? Why wasn't like I was good enough to be the person that was going to be helping you raise your daughter, but you never talked about having kids with me. You never talked about getting married to me. I would have gotten married just because I said I didn't care. Didn't mean I wouldn't have gotten married.
Or you didn't want to be asked.
Exactly, right. And so
I'm a woman.
to me,
I asked for the opposite and expected the opposite.
yeah, that's
Right.
a woman.
But
I was just so upset because I was like, I remember that was the emotion of why wasn't I good enough? It was okay to be with me for 7 years, but I wasn't good enough for you to ask me to marry you?
I bet you any money it wasn't him going to her like, I'd like to marry you. It was probably her going, we should get married.
I don't
You know what I mean?
I don't know how it went down. I know
Right.
that they're not married anymore and it ended very
badly.
yeah.
Like you needed it to.
Totally, exactly. Like I got my vengeance for sure.
Right. But I think that guys are, like we said, they're detached emotionally and that they are just some guys are just jerks. Like they're super selfish and they're like, well, I need somebody to put it in. You know what I mean? Or I need me a new
and
girl.
so being a man whore, I get.
Right.
But actually turning into another serious relationship, how do you do that?
It has to do with the side piece.
Yeah,
kind
tell
of
us,
wanting.
producer Bolty.
Yeah, producer Bolty filling in for Wiggins, who has a little eye situation.
Eye infection. That's what it turned out to be, everybody.
Right.
I think it has to do with a little bit of the side piece being a little insecure, knowing that she's the side piece. So she's like, hurry up, let's get into something serious.
Okay.
Trying to be relevant.
Because the girl knows that you just got out of a relationship, right?
Yeah, so she's kind of pressuring the aggressiveness of the relationship.
where did your nads go? You just had them when you broke up with me. All of a sudden, now you don't have them with a stranger. Yeah, exactly, Mike. Try another excuse.
My thing is that, like, I've been in that situation where, like, it was just a bad thing where Chris and I broke up and I thought, oh, I'm going to go with this other guy, whatever.
Right.
And in my opinion, it was not as effortless as I was making it seem. So in other words, I was getting up in the middle of the night being like, why am I in this person's bed? You know what I mean?
Right.
Why I'm not supposed to be here. You know what I mean? So
but
like,
Chris never got to know that that's the heartache you were having
No,
because
he
to
did.
him it looked like you were off taking vacations.
I know. Eventually he knew. I mean, I eventually told him.
No, I know eventually, but during it happening.
Right. I'm just giving my perspective. So it's not something that I was like completely so entranced in the new one that I could let go of that other one. I was faking the funk. So in other words, I was still trying to be like hyped up on this new thing, but I was really stuck on the old thing.
Yep.
So it's called a rebound, and people, I don't know, like there could definitely be instances where a guy thought, hey, we're together, and now she's with some other guy. So it can happen on the other shoe.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm just thinking that, like, it wasn't, I was trying to make it look like I was cool, but I wasn't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right. So we asked you on Facebook, and this is what Net said. She said, I believe it's possible. It took me 4 years to get past the SOB ex-husband who did horrific things to me and the unthinkable things. He had a new fiance within a year.
Wow.
Before we even had the decree of divorce, he had a fiance.
Yeah, I think it's guys are afraid of like feeling all those feelings, so that if they just jam on something else, it's a distraction, I guess.
Okay.
Maybe.
Sparkle says,
That's my favorite towel paper. My paper towel.
My ex and I separated in 2014, took the next available flight to go be with his new girl. But for the next 2.5 years, he sent me depressing emails and dragged our divorce out, even though he said he wanted out of it so bad. He finally signed the papers 3 years later. For me, hang on 1 second. It's not coming up. For me, I got over him the moment he left and was with someone else.
Yeah, sometimes it takes that, but I mean, it is totally heartbreaking to see them, like, all of a sudden they're calling the same pet name that they were calling you to their new girl.
Totally.
But it kind of helps.
I know, but at least change up the pet name.
Yeah.
Right,
Like, you know,
right.
if she's your little snuggle bunny, this new girl has to be your little kitten or something, you know?
On the text line says, my granny told me one time that there was no such thing as a stupid question. I believe I changed my mind. This One kind of thing is making me happy, but we voted here and it appears that men are heartless. See what I mean? Wow, Emerald, this text doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, but
I should have read ahead.
But it's true. It's true in the sense that like guys don't appear to not care about the whole situation.
Yeah.
They appear to move on, and I think that's just them trying to play hard.
Yeah, again, like I get it if you're going out in the clubs and you're just sleeping around. I get that because a lot of guys, I don't blame you. Even when you're in a relationship, you're like, if we ever break up, I'm totally going out and I'm going to sleep with every girl I can.
Especially if you were getting deprived sex.
Yeah, right.
Right, or something like that.
So no, even not deprived sex. You know,
No,
come
I'm just
on.
saying if she
Especially
wasn't putting
those
out
guys. Right.
and for the last 6 months, you're definitely going to go crazy.
Yes. So the sleeping around, I get it's when you are willing to just get into a serious relationship again.
Right.
That I need help understanding.
Did this happen to you? We'd like you to text us at 303-728-3420. Did somebody you were with, guy or girl, get over it way too quick?
Right.
You know what I mean? Where it was like, ow, that hurt.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you're not lucky enough, but you hear from it from other people and you don't have to see it. But sometimes you run into it.
Yeah.
And you're like, what?
Well, do you remember? I didn't know that Trucker Greg went and got married to the chick.
Oh, right.
But the skinny stick with no soul,
Right.
literally called the radio station to just say, I'm on my honeymoon with her ex. And, so she put it out there.
Whoa.
She wanted me to know.
Right.
I've married your man, even though y'all broke up 6 months ago.
Wow.
Like, I've married him. Like,
damn.
The crap like that, I mean, is just crazy. So she was that kind of a chick, and her
Right.
friend was that kind of a chick. So I'm so happy that I had the last laugh. I just had to wait for years to get the last laugh.
Well, and the thing is, you weren't one of those girls that's like, we need to get married right away to some guy. You know what I mean? You weren't all about that.
Because I
think-
thought that if the relationship is stable, I don't need to push it a ring or something.
Right,
I'm
right.
happy just being in the relationship.
Oprah Stedman style.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's like, I bet if you would have been that girl, he would have married you. You know what I mean? If you would have been like, hey, I need a ring, he'd have been like, okay.
No.
So I just don't think he was all about the new girl going, I want to marry her. I think she was probably like, let's do this so I can call Kathie
Yeah, right.
on my honeymoon.
Right, yeah. Put it on her.
What a
for
bitch.
sure.
Because you ran
But
into
that
him.
means he went out and did he went ring shopping. He planned a wedding.
He
like all
proposed.
that stuff is so intimate.
And it was supposed to be yours.
Totally.
Right.
I put in the work. I'm the one that cleaned him up and got rid of that mullet.
For sure. She did clean him up. And
Like
Kathie,
I cleaned him up so much that the chick, once I wasn't there, she started realizing, oh, Kathie was the one that took you to the right hairstylist.
Right.
Kathie was the one that got you those clothes.
the first time he turned to her and said, oh, those English people are speaking Britain. Yeah. She was like, oh, Kathie was the brains of this operation.
Actually, she was just as stupid.
All right. All right. So text us 303-728-3420. You can call us. Let us know if that was you. Did you fix somebody up to release into the wild?
Right. And if you're the dude and you can explain to me how you can get so intimate so fast, let me know.
Right. Please tell.
Look at Mike.
No excuses.
Please just chime in on the fact that if that was you, it wasn't as exciting as it looked from the outside.
Right.
That's my point, is that you can't get rid of somebody that was in your life one day and then not feel them and
Right.
have that connection. You know what I mean?
I know. Yeah. But again, I had the last lap.
Hit us up.
Call or text us now
I'm so excited.
on the YOLO Rum phone line.
Alexa, will you be my friend? Of course we can be friends.
303-728-3420.
You seem very nice.
All right. So we were talking about this listener's situation where she broke up with her fiance and he moved on really quick.
Yes.
And we're wondering, is that like a guy thing or is that just a jerk guy thing?
Well, I think we've established it's a guy thing. I need to know why
Right.
it's a guy thing.
All right. Well, you are definitely texting us at 303-728-3420, YOLO Rum line. You can also call us on that same line.
This one says, sounds to me like he always cheated on her. No emotions.
Yeah, I could see that.
Do you really think?
Well, no, I mean, I could see this girl not being out of the nowhere. You know what I mean? Maybe
But he
like,
proposed to her.
No,
in
no, I
front of
know.
both their families. How you cheating?
I don't know.
Dirty
He's the
dog.
man.
This one says men can have sex without emotions. Yeah, we know.
See, that's our superpower. and you wish you had that, but you know.
Men have sex just to have sex, which is why they can be sexually active a week later after the breakup. Again, the sex thing, I understand. It's the emotional part that you guys commit in a relationship. I need you to help me understand.
I know, but we're lacking the emotional thing. We're more physical, so it's easier for us to want to go get lost in some new piece.
Okay. This one says, same thing happened with me in my last relationship. I was with him for 3 years. He was staying at another chick's house the night I moved out the last of my stuff.
Ouch.
I couldn't even get a full day for the smell of my perfume to leave the house, and she was there.
Wow, bringing her stinky perfume in.
Totally whore perfume.
Smell like a baby prostitute.
And now he's married to that chick 8 months later, and this chick was with him for 3 years.
Damn.
I'm so upset with you guys.
That's just a meme, and it shows the difference between a man and a woman. It's
After a breakup, a man, he's
laughing on the first day.
she's crying.
Right.
In a week, he's sad.
He's drinking
She's eating.
cake.
And in a month, he's actually crying, and she's like,
Liberated.
I'm free.
Right. It's
Okay.
kind of whoever has the lead, whoever has the head start on recovery.
This one says guys are just afraid to be alone.
I agree.
Okay. Or they weren't faithful to begin with.
I agree.
This one says he was done with me 3 months prior to our 4-year anniversary. And then he was with a chick and they had a baby 6 months after we broke up. They're married and they have a house. 3 years later, I'm still broken.
You know what's really sad is producer Bolte sitting in for Wiggins.
Yes.
Producer Bolte told me when you were upstairs, Kathy, he's like, yeah, he goes, I got hurt once. He's like, I've never opened up since that one time.
Are you serious?
Well, it's just you get that first real stinger, and I feel like it's stuck with me, and I just don't I will never get hurt like that again. I feel like.
Are you kidding?
I think you can't promise yourself that.
Right.
Because, you know, that means that like you'd be like, I'm never going to date another person. It's like you're going to expose yourself again. And so you could get hurt. It's just that the first time hurts the most. You know
I'm
what I mean?
softening back up for sure. I'm getting better at
right,
it.
because you have a great partner.
I'm really
Right,
lucky
but you're
right
probably
now.
slow to let people in
Yeah, definitely.
for that same reason.
Okay, well, Mike, producer Bolte, I don't mean to put you on the spot, but I know you were dating somebody, and then right after you broke up with her, you were with
Yep.
Liz.
Yeah.
So tell me what was happening there.
Well,
Had you left the relationship before you actually cut it off?
it was kind of the other way around.
Okay.
I kind of screwed Liz over.
You did?
Yeah, and I went with this totally opposite chick, and it wasn't like I was trying to date her. It was just real fast that I was talking to her.
Okay.
And the other girl went out of her way to try to blast it and be like, look,
Okay.
Who I got.
I'm in his
look-
life now. And I was like, in my life.
Okay.
And
Right.
it's just, that's why my opinion was, I think it's always the side piece that's trying to push it. Like, let's hurry up and get locked down.
Right,
just
right.
to show that.
So and so that I won.
yeah, and,
Right.
and you're over her, right?
Okay, yeah, okay, gotcha. So you're trying to honestly say you were a pawn? You were used?
Yeah, no, I was the total douchebag in the situation.
Okay, I
Yeah,
appreciate
it was.
you saying
See,
that.
that's
It
what
was-
you wanted to hear.
I did want to hear that.
It was all my fault.
I'm going to call my friend real fast.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. So obviously this was somebody Kathy knew.
This one says, morning, it's Maddie here. I was the person that moved on quickly. My ex and I were together for 3 years, and she kept having communications and commitment issues.
Okay, so at some point you kind of just figure I got to move on.
Okay, so, and if you're in a relationship with somebody and there's problems,
Right.
I get that.
Right.
You would check out. But my thing with Greg, again, I thought we were cool.
Everything
I was
seemed
trying to
normal.
adopt his daughter, for
Right,
God's
that's
sake.
insane.
After being so done with the relationship, says this text, I broke up with her, and a month later, I met my now wife, and I've never been happier.
So things happen for a reason.
It's crazy. Okay,
Right.
this one's long. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
It's Michelle from the Bay. What's up, girl? My ex-boyfriend and I were together for 2 years. I was with him through him joining the Marines. I wrote to him every single day, went to see him at his graduation, and through additional training that was, again, out of state, all for him to break up with me because, quote, the distance was hard, but not hard enough for him to not go back to his ex and get married to her within a year of breaking up with me. But sweet justice, she cheated on him. They divorced less than a year into their marriage, and only then did he reach out to me and want to apologize. Jackass.
Hey, at least you got an apology.
Yeah, right.
Some girls never even get
I
that.
never get the apology. Right. Girl here broke up with a guy after 2.5 years because I found somebody else. I spent the next month straight crying, rambling, and saying it was because I was sad I hurt a friend's feelings. Eventually, I moved past it, but yeah, I looked like a crazy crier for a month there.
Yeah, because you feel like you left too soon. It wasn't supposed to end like that, and here you are, like adjusting to some new person where you're still mourning the last person, but you're in denial.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay. All right. This one says, my ex and I split up after 4 years and having a son. Just like Kathie, he didn't feel like he should marry me. A day after he started dating some girl, he later married her. A year after their big wedding, she left him and started dating another guy. She did to him what he did to me.
You know, it's kind of
Karma.
crazy. Yeah, those karma ones are like the most entertaining to sip your tea and watch.
They're my favorite.
Right, but sometimes it takes a whole year, but then you're like...
Or time. Mine took a couple years, but yeah, whatever. Hey, Kathie, guys can move on so easy after a relationship because they've already vested a year into that relationship. I don't get that.
Like, in other words, man, I just lost a year. So, like, I better get moving on the next one. You know what I mean? Like, the year was wasted on you. It's not happening.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
We just got back from a vacation. This one says, was with my ex for 15 years. Cleaned him up. Got rid of his mullet as well, Kathie. I had to practically force him to marry me after 12 years and literally begged for us to have kids, which he was adamant about not wanting kids. When we divorced, he married some other hoe 2 months later, and then they had a baby.
Wow.
6 years later, I hardly date, and I'm too damn old to have kids of my own. Guys, don't waste our time for so many years. Man up, cut us loose, and let us have a chance to still have the life we wanted.
Yeah, that messed up.
Sucks. Okay, that sucks.
That is weak.
This one says he was probably cheating to some extent with the new girl if he moved on really quick from the previous relationship. Okay.
Yeah,
Which he was. I mean, he was cheating on me with the skinny stick with no soul.
But guys can also just meet a girl at a bar and start right away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, it's serious. Right. They're changing their
I
Facebook
want you to meet
status.
my mom.
Yeah. To the girl wondering how her man moved on so fast, he was probably with that girl while y'all were engaged. Hang in there. You deserve better.
For
wow.
sure.
So a lot of people are saying he was cheating before.
Because it was so quick.
Right.
Right.
This is Brittany from Denver. I have a similar experience as Kathie. I was with a guy for 7 years, bought a house together as well as a car. He knew I wanted to get married, but he never even considered it and made jokes when family would ask when we were going to get married. He cheated on me with someone I had helped hire and train.
Dope.
We split up last March, and just the other week, he accidentally sent me a text with little pet names saying, love you. It was for whoever he's with now. Clearly, he's moved on. I would love to punch him in the throat.
Oh, my God, especially for the fake out. You're like, he sent me, he loves me, he missed it. Oh, this was for her.
Jerk. My son's dad moved on right away after we broke up. We were together. After we split, he rubbed it in my face how he was with several women. That sucks.
Yeah, that's pretty weak.
I'm going to kill you.
All right, so now we're all depressed. I don't even know if we helped our listener.
Well, I think to tell the listener, we should say he might have already been cheating on you.
Right, or he's just not worth it, and, you know.
Well, of course, that's the answer. I mean, like, at the end of the day, there was a reason why I didn't want to ever truly get married to Trucker Greg.
Right.
I was hyperventilating when I was sitting in the trailer park with zebra striped sheets on my bed.
Right,
So,
playing the banjo.
yeah.
I was like, where did you learn to play the banjo?
Like Country Bumpkin, I totally can live that life.
Right, for sure.
But true, trailer mentality, I was like, oh, God, what am I doing here? So maybe there was that blessing.
Right.
But still, it just hurt to know that I wasn't good enough to be asked to marry him.
Right. We'd like to hear your story. Continue to text them, and you can call us 303-728-3420, Blazing Hit Radio.
Blazing Hit Radio.
I love that morning show.
Now with more us.
They wake me up.
Better music, less commercials, more Larry and Kathie.
In the morning, in the shower.
Hey, you know, if it's anything for the person who originally wrote us on the email about how quick her man moved on,
Yes.
you're clearly not alone.
Nope, you're not.
So that helps you sometimes feel better knowing that this happened to a lot of people.
Yes, right. Hashtag me too.
Right. So we're going to get to more of the stories that are coming in and people's thoughts on her situation. But
I figure, Let's all try to take some years off of our face, shall we?
Oh, yeah. How do we do that?
There's a new facial yoga thing that you can do that'll literally take 3 years off of your face.
Okay, real quick.
Make you look 3 years younger.
I just posted something on my Facebook that I saw this morning, and it was naked yoga. And it's a whole room of people doing naked yoga.
Yeah, no way.
And I was like thinking, it can't not smell in there.
It's going to smell.
Right. Yeah. And then everybody's like doing that downward thing where where your butt cheeks would automatically spread. And so the camera was toward the front of the room, covering people so you couldn't see stuff. But if you were sitting in the back of the room, you're just going to look up and see
brown bombers,
starfish,
balloon knots.
What did you say, Mike? Brown bombers
and balloon knots,
pink balloon knots. There's like a beige balloon knot, a brown balloon knot.
Again, like you know what? And not all yoga bodies are good bodies.
Oh no, and these weren't. Like the people in this class were not hotties.
Like how do you gonna just let all that hang out? Because yoga is pushing organs in weird directions. There is gas coming out.
Plus, there's going to be some sort of reaction from the men, possibly if there are women that are attractive in the room. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly.
That doesn't seem right.
Because now they're seeing you naked.
Right.
And you're very flexible.
Right. And it's like your taco's totally toe-tayed. You know what I mean? It's like you became, in one of your poses, you became a human vase.
Okay, so
back to the facial yoga.
Yeah, let's do facercise. So a new study came out, and it's called face yoga. It's exercises that build up your face muscles. After about 5 months of doing these exercises, the average person
had a tighter face
who did them regularly looked almost 3 years younger.
Okay, how do we do it?
Exactly. So we're going to do it right now. So if you're at your cubicle, just kind of duck down a little. Okay. If you're in the car, you're going to need both hands.
Okay.
So here we go. Okay, ready? So 2 exercises. These are just the simplified versions of them. The full versions are a little too complicated, so I'm just going to give you the simple ones. Okay. So we're starting with the cheek lifter. Everyone
That's usually how I get Chris up the stairs.
Okay, so make an O shape with your mouth, everybody. Oh. Now, put your top lip, make sure your top lip is folded over your front teeth. Oh.
Okay.
Now, smile with the corners of your mouth over and over again. No, Mike, you're not going into the O and then smiling. Oh, smile. Oh, smile. Oh, smile. Oh, no, you're smiling too much. I need you to leave your lip over your teeth. Yeah, Larry's doing it. Oh, there you go, Mike. That's it. Okay.
This makes sense because we never exercise our face muscles, so they would be loose. You know what I mean?
Totally, right. Huh. Okay, the second one, this is the eyebrow lifter.
Okay.
Because, your eyes, everybody starts sagging as you get older.
Okay, you got to do exercises.
Put 3 fingertips from each hand directly under your eyebrows.
Okay.
Okay? And push up to force your eyes open.
Okay. Okay.
Then smile while pushing your eyebrows down against your fingers.
Oh, okay.
So you're kind of like, yeah, exactly. We look stupid. No, Larry, are your eyes that small that you're not doing? I don't think you're doing it right. Look at Mike.
High.
Watch Mike do it, Larry.
You said 3.
Larry had his eyes completely closed.
Okay.
You kind of almost look like the Joker, the way you're lifting your eyebrows up, but then you're pushing them down against your fingers. Hold it for 20 seconds. Do it 3 times. So 3 fingers under your eyebrows, push them up. Now smile and try to push your eyebrows against your fingertips.
Okay, I see.
Okay. Yes. Do it.
I see. It's like resistance.
And hold it for 20 seconds. Right. Hold the resistance. Larry,
I forgot what face I was supposed to make. I was supposed to cover my teeth?
I want you to smile. No, you don't have to cover your teeth. There's a whole. You can't do both yoga exercises at once. Oh my God.
We're adding to the whole thing.
Do I need to tell you one more time?
1, 2.
Okay,
here we go.
Larry, put 3 fingertips under
my eyebrows.
Under your eyebrows.
Right, and then I
so you're
smile.
pushing your
right.
No.
I'm resisting.
Here's the thing. You're forcing your eyes to stay open, Larry. Your eyes keep closing.
Oh.
Okay, there we go. Okay, so smile while pushing your eyebrows down against your fingers.
Okay.
Okay, so your eyes just kind of still
like you should feel
squinting
that.
Open.
Right.
Feel the resistance. Hold it for 20 seconds. Do it 3 times.
I've done it like 80.
And here's the good news. You can't overdo it.
Oh, so you can do these all day.
Exactly.
In your car, and people are going to be like, that woman's having a stroke. Like, what is that person doing?
Right. So everybody just start with those.
Is there a place to look up the full versions?
Yes, you just have to Google face yoga.
Okay.
Northwestern University just put it out. So.
I bet there's classes for this, and then everybody walks out looking all tight and like youthful. Or you could just go get Botox.
You could, right? Exactly. But who's got that kind of money, right? So there you go, everybody. Oh,
yum yo ho, wrinkled face.
Blazing Hit Radio.
Good morning, you guys.
Now with more Us.
You rock.
Better music, less commercials, more Larry and Kathie.
I just love you both.
And she's freaking out how youthful we look after we did our face yoga.
Ow, ow, ow.
If you missed it, face yoga is where some lady does yoga and sits on your face. No.
I'm sure that's actually happened.
Right. But
perverts.
No. We were originally talking. We got an email from a listener who was just dumbfounded by the fact that her man moved on so quick.
Right.
After their engagement fell apart. And she was trying to get us to help her understand how he could already have a new girlfriend.
An intimate, emotional relationship.
They're already living together.
Not just hoeing around, but an actual real relationship.
Right, because in the real world, a couple would break up and they'd both kind of mourn the loss. And then maybe whoever would start dating eventually.
Right.
But it's so weird when all of a sudden, I'm going to start dating somebody right away and this is my new boo.
Right. And we're talking about kids. We just got married. Like, what?
Right. Ugh. All right. So, you can text us on the YOLO Rum line 303-728-3420. Producer Wiggins is out and producer Bolte is in.
Hey, Bolte.
Hey.
Wiggins hurt his eye. He has an eye infection. Somebody farted on his pillow.
I was going to say he's a dirty, dirty boy.
I farted in his eye patch, so that's double trouble.
Now his eye's turning green.
I wouldn't put that past you, Bolte. You guys are all on the same playing field.
Like
all
a
you
frat
men.
house,
Yeah,
right.
totally. All right, this one on the text line. I had an ex that broke up with me. Okay, this is kind of long. I just want to warn everybody. Okay. I had an ex that broke up with me, and a couple weeks later, he was driving, and I saw him with my married best friend that had been acting weird. They were getting out of my best friend's car at his mom's house on Thanksgiving.
Well, this already seems like an episode of Cheaters.
Totally. They lived off a major street. I drove on the way to my family's that day, and I looked toward his mom's house out of habit, and I saw them. My heart fell to my stomach. They ended up having a serious relationship. They hooked up the day we broke up. She even put the wheels in motion for it to happen.
Wow. So
They
in other
hooked
words,
up the day before we broke up. She even put the wheels in motion for it to happen.
She was anticipating it. It's like, this guy's coming up. He's going to be free.
I met my husband after this, but I was devastated for a long time. I lost a boyfriend, my best friend, and got arrested, taking my friend out, only time in my life, all in the same night. And the arrest was total BS and got dropped. But yes, that was torture, being reminded for over a year, dealing with it in the court cases until it was dropped. They ended up broken up. She apologized recently, and I'm happily married to a great guy with our second kid on the way. This was 7 years ago. And it still hurts.
So you can move on, move past it, have a whole new life, and still be hurt by it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, okay.
Think about what you're doing, guy or girl, when you're handling somebody's heart. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes, that's right, Larry. That's absolutely right.
I learned my lesson. I thought, I was stupid.
Yeah.
I was really dumb.
The older you get, the better you get at it.
Right.
Knowing that how it feels for your heart to get broken.
For sure. And sometimes your heart gets broken, so you go out and want to do it to somebody on purpose.
Yeah.
Or you just abuse somebody that likes you a ton. Like there'll be somebody that's like, they're really into it, and you kind of string them along just to have something.
Which sucks.
Yeah,
and
for
it's not
sure.
cool for that person.
Oh my God. I was that guy once where I was like,
you were getting stringed along?
No, I was stringing along some dude that was really into me, and I was like using him as like, let's go to the bar, and then I would be like, I met somebody.
Oh.
Yeah.
At the bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Can you get another ride home?
Yeah, exactly. Or just go ghost.
Yeah, the ghost is way
that
better.
Sucks. Who are the hoes hooking up with these jackasses? What kind of a woman gets with a guy who just broke up?
Hello, there's women that will date serial killers in jail.
Totally. And a lot of times, no offense, I don't think the guy's honest and
Right.
says, I just broke up with somebody. Like, you're not saying that.
Right. Or he's like, she was mean to me and she was a total bitch.
Oh, you guys love to say that.
Poor
Right.
me.
And it's not the case at all. Like,
Right.
you find out at the end of the day, no.
She was being a bitch because you're a jerk.
Exactly, because
Right.
you don't help out around the house. You do spend all the money.
You do call girls or get weird numbers on your phone,
Yeah.
or you do look at porn all the time.
She
and
had
so-
a reason to be a bitch.
Exactly.
Yeah. This one says, I moved on quickly, like within a month after 3 years of being with him. My ex-husband was distant and had communication issues. Found out he was cheating and that was it. I couldn't be over it sooner. Moved on to my now husband. Couldn't be happier. We've been together 9.5 years. So
See,
that's good.
Yeah, and then it doesn't seem so at the time, but clearly there's a better something around the horizon.
Morning, guys. This is Juana. For me, she's the one. She's the one. For me, I was the one who moved on fast. I was married for 6.5 years, but because I'd been hurt before, it was easier for me to move on. And he was just a jerk, so it was easy for me to move on.
Okay, so I'll address that, and I'll say this: some relationships are imploding, and there's one person that may be in denial, and there's one person that really sees what's going on,
Right.
And they've been dissed. So let's say this girl he does get calls, and he does diss her, and he
Yes.
talks bad about her. So there is a thing where you can mourn the loss of the relationship during the relationship. So in other words, she was literally crying by herself when he would go out, and she would cry when he wouldn't come home.
True.
And so she got all her tears out of the way.
True.
So when it's over, she's like, I knew this was over 5 years ago.
Right, jerk.
And you've been a jerk to me. So there is that.
There is that.
Where she, it's like, hey, you checked out of this relationship 2 years ago.
It takes
That's
a lot of
why it was
strength.
easier for me to move on, because we weren't even friends.
Right. No, totally.
Right.
This one says, I think we should all just meet at Krispy Kreme and mourn together.
Totally.
My God, I'm so with you.
Like a maple glaze morning.
Oh my God. Their chocolate they put real
Ice.
frosting
Ugh.
into the donut. None of that pretend, that's a real buttercream that
Take
goes
that,
in there.
Boston cream.
Yeah,
You know what?
yeah, exactly.
Kathie, you've done a ton of things since you were able to do the television show, the Everyday Show.
Yes.
And you've interviewed some of the biggest celebrities. You've gone to Disneyland. You've done all these crazy things.
Iceland, yeah.
Right, for sure. That blue, beautiful
Blue
water.
Lagoon, yeah.
The thing I'm most jealous about is that you got to make your own donuts at Krispy Kreme and put as much frosting as you wanted on
I
them.
did. I was dunking those donuts. I was like, this isn't enough frosting.
They're like, don't say that phrase here. We're Krispy Kreme. You weren't dunking anything here.
Oh, right. Gotcha.
Right.
Right. No. This one says, I dated a guy for 4 years, helped build his business even, helped him get custody of his kids. He lived with me and my kids, and we had a great partnership. I was helping him raise his kid, a baby at the time. We split over financial reasons. He moved out, and he said he was renting a small house from a business customer. We were trying to fix our problems and dating at the same time. And then I got a call one day while I was at the zoo with all of the kids, including his. It was from my sister. Apparently, the truth was he had moved in with the side chick the same night he left my house. And he was lying to me the whole time. Now, I'm not a jealous type and never thought he would cheat, so I never saw it coming.
Wow. The first thing you do is kick his kid out of the car.
Right.
You stay at the zoo and lost and found.
You send him a message.
Right.
Your kid's at the zoo.
Right.
This one says that the guy's the one that initiated the breakup. He can move on very fast because in his mind, the relationship's been over. Whenever he started thinking of the breakup, that's when he's ready to move on, speaking from experience.
Right.
Wow, these topics are for me today. Thanks, guys. I had a boyfriend in high school that I was with for 3 years. In my senior year, his college year, I was just not into him anymore. I'm not sure I was ever really in love with him. New relationships.
Right, and it's young love.
The
so-
relationship was convenient because my parents liked him. I broke up with him in January. I started dating my husband in March. We moved in together that summer. I found out I was pregnant later. We married in December. Gosh, she moved fast. We were young and dumb and in love. Now we've been married for 11 years, and I just couldn't see it in everyone's eyes, especially my ex-boyfriend. Like, what the blank are you doing? Our marriage was hard at the beginning because we were so poor and broke, but we are so ahead of all of our friends now. Wouldn't have done it any other way.
So, yeah, things happen for a reason. And
So
yeah.
I'm just supposed to accept that, again, going back to the guy thing. He just didn't want to be with me
Right.
in that serious way.
Well,
Even though he was playing serious with me.
like, in other words, maybe you guys had, in his mind, it like tried to see if that was going to be a feasibility, and it wasn't for him.
Okay.
So then he's like, "Man, I'm."
Well, I definitely had turned into a bitch.
Right.
At the end
But
of
I
our
mean,
relationship.
He kind of turned you into a bitch.
Totally.
He turned you
It's
into a
his
private.
fault.
Right.
He turned,
Yes, it is, Producer Bolte. Yes, it is.
He turned you into a private investigator.
No, I didn't know that he was cheating until the very end.
Okay.
You
But I
know?
mean, I remember toward the end, you were definitely
Oh, I knew.
driving around and stuff.
Oh, no, at the end.
Yeah, I was like, there was a time where I knew Kathie, and I was like,
Yeah.
"What did you do yesterday?" I drove around all night.
Yep. I wasted an entire night driving around Westminster
just looking.
because I thought that I knew. Yeah. So I was told it was an apartment building. And I knew it was over off of Sheridan. So I was driving down all of the apartments from like 120th and Sheridan all the way down to I think I went all the way down to I-70.
Just driving in the
And
complex.
then I would go into those
Look for his
complexes
truck.
looking for his truck.
Right.
And
Did you ever find it?
Come to find out, they were only 4 miles from the house in Thornton. She lived up on 104th in Colorado.
You wasted a whole tank of
wasted,
gas.
the whole night. And back
And you
in
were
the
scaring
day,
people.
I felt like I had the best car to be driving around in at 2 a.m, but I had
my
the dog
gas.
with me. Right. And there
no,
we were.
Nothing's worse than being in that mindset and being in that desperate,
No, for sure. But I couldn't believe it. Come to find out, he was right there.
fast asleep.
Totally. And just in love,
And you're just
in lust with the new one.
Right.
Yeah.
But they got theirs.
They did. And when, I have to just say it again, I gave him the couch and stuff, and I put it out on the driveway. And I totally spit all over that couch because it was black. And so you couldn't see the spit. And it was sunny out. So it completely just dried up right away. But I just sat there and I ran out of spit. That's how much spit I put on that couch.
It was hot.
And then he told me years later that they had that in their living room. I was like, yeah, you did.
So this couch smells weird.
Yeah, no, he was a trucker. He didn't know smell. He smelled like gasoline all the time.
Kathie's like, "Where's a couple bed bugs when you need them?"
I know, right? I was in Old Thornton. I could have just started asking door to door. Hey, come on! I know you got some sort of mattress in here with bed bugs. Can I have a couple?
Well, we hope we made you feel better, listener who wrote the original
Yes.
email.
Thank you for asking.
You're not alone, and everybody kind of does it for different reasons. But yeah, move on.
And now,
All tea, all shade, hunty.
Celebrity Trash and Batch with Larry, Kathie, and Wiggins.
Can I get an amen up in here?
sponsored by the Mike Sawyer Law Firm. Call 303-GOOD-LAW. Here's Kathie J.
Wow, Larry, you and the Ginger have a lot more in common than you thought.
Which?
Ed Sheeran.
Oh, okay.
Ed Sheeran has his entourage always carry emergency Heinz ketchup.
Whoa.
Larry loves Heinz ketchup, if y'all don't know. He's a ketchup snob.
I kind of am, and it's like nothing's worse than when you go to a nice restaurant and they're like, "We make our own ketchup," and you're like,
I'm out. Right. What are
Right.
you adding? Cinnamon to my
right,
ketchup?
exactly.
This is stupid.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't want nutmeg in my ketchup.
At all.
Ugh.
Blech. Ed Sheeran has ordered aides to carry an emergency bottle of ketchup, Heinz ketchup, at all times.
You know, it's funny. I was just I posted something about how I have family members that keep jalapenos or chili in their pockets. But they have like a little vial of chili, and wherever restaurant they go to, they can pull it out
Exactly.
and spice it up.
Ed, sources say Ed makes no secret about the fact that how much he loves his Heinz ketchup. He even has a tattoo in tribute of it.
Oh, it's so good. I have a Christmas ornament that's a glass Heinz bottle. It's really pretty.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So-
And I love Heinz ketchup, but I will say this. On the low, and it's hard for me to admit this, the Kroger ketchup, you would not be able to tell the difference in a blind taste test.
What?
So whoever Kroger sent to steal the recipe from Heinz, it happened. Because it's identical if you close your eyes.
Ed Sheeran has been tired of being caught without it when dining at high-end restaurants that deem themselves too posh to serve the Heinz. So he makes it a duty of a key member of his entourage to always have the Heinz.
Have you ever had Heinz 57? That's the steak sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
I'll dip French fries and put that all over
No, that
everything.
stuff's bomb.
Love
Right.
that.
Full of salt. I could just eat it straight.
Right. It's like A1 to me is like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm not a big A1
Vinegary.
person. Right.
Real
Right, it
vinegary.
is. You're right, Producer Bolte. You're right.
Yeah.
ABC's version of American Idol isn't going to show any of the bad auditions.
I'm okay with that because at least make it different in some way.
I know,
You know what
but
I mean?
sometimes the bad auditions were entertaining.
Oh yeah.
Remember?
I guess.
She bangs.
I know.
Remember that guy?
I think that
pants on the ground, pants on the ground.
It made him money.
Yeah.
I know, but it kind of got stale after a while. Like, because they're like, here we go again. Here's the bad
Somebody's
singers.
just trying to get the attention.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, there's that. So, ABC's bringing back Idol, if y'all don't know, and it's going to be happening here soon.
And, Seacrest has to be part of it because he doesn't have enough jobs.
Exactly. Katy Perry's getting $25 million. Lionel Richie is under $10 million, and Luke Bryan got somewhere around 10.
Wow. So Katy Perry took the majority of the...
Yes, and Katy Perry's trying to say that she won't be mean-spirited like Simon Cowell.
Well, then that doesn't work.
Exactly.
Somebody's got to be
You're
mean.
getting the money. You need to come with it.
At least be real with them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So every audition is more or less going to be a serious audition that you're going to see on the show.
So right away, these people will probably like, oh, they're making it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Right. Well, so, good luck, everybody. Wendy Williams.
That was so funny, that footage of her fainting. I'm glad she's okay.
Right. As I say, we can laugh because she's okay.
Right, but that look of just pure horror. It's like almost like she was looking at Donald Trump getting naked. You know what I mean?
Right.
And she's like, oh my.
Dramatic.
Well, you know how Carrie Underwood has said that she had that accident in November when she fell from her front porch and she needs stitches on her face?
Right, she got like 40 stitches, and she said, hey, everybody, I'm warning you, I'm not going to look the same.
Mm-hmm.
And so far, I mean, we haven't seen a direct scar look.
No.
But she still looks like Carrie
Underwood, yeah.
Right, but that does suck for her because part of her bankroll is cosmetics.
Mm-hmm. And you're right, CoverGirl, right. So Wendy Williams was doing her Hot Topics segment the other day, and it's where she dishes.
Okay.
And she can dish.
Right.
So she actually put it out there that she said, well, she didn't know a whole bunch about the accident, and although that would have been the perfect place for her to stop, she didn't. She suggested that Carrie Underwood lied about the whole thing and that she had a facelift. Carrie released on Twitter that we might not recognize her when it's all said and done. I don't know what that means. Any excuse for a facelift, I guess.
Wow,
Oh, no.
I never even thought about that, but she's kind of young for a whole full-blown facelift because
Right.
Carrie Underwood is young enough to still pass herself off as super young. You know what I mean? Like with injectables.
Makeup still works.
Right.
Well, it might have worked in Wendy Williams' favor because sources say that Carrie might go on Wendy Williams' show to clear the air and more or less
like,
set it
listen,
straight.
bitch.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which would be great for Wendy Williams to have that kind of
Right,
star
but then
on there.
she has to
She could
eat
look
crow.
dumb.
Right, she's going to look
Because
stupid.
there's a big scar on her
Right,
face.
here you go.
And it's like you don't want to make a victim of somebody who's already a victim by
Yeah.
just like hearsay.
Ooh, little sexual harassment coming out. Who is it this time? Well, Russell Simmons has more women coming out and saying that, yes, he raped them.
Yeah, then now it's starting to look like that's his thing, like Cosby's thing, you know?
Bad, very bad.
Right, and it's like there was even like some rumblings I heard, and it kind of got buried because no specific allegations, but something came out about James Franco.
Yes.
And it was Ali Sheedy or some former actress from the 80s and 90s, and she didn't say anything like specific, right? Or she just said a Me Too?
Okay, well, she's not the only one.
Okay.
So I'll get to James Franco in a minute.
Okay,
Let me
that
tell
was-
you.
that-
let me
that-
do Russell
I
Simmons.
just don't want James Franco to be a part of that.
I know, but I'll tell you
Okay.
what it is. He denied it on Colbert, by the way.
Okay.
James Franco did. So Russell Simmons, he got like accused by some women, and it was like around like 1990, 1991 is when the dates were. And Simmons was so upset about the claims that he started a #NotMe campaign, remember?
Right, and so we thought, okay, clearly he's standing up for himself. Maybe he's got something to say.
Yeah.
And then the girl from Top Model came out.
Yes,
and-
Kelly, whatever her name is.
Right, and she said, remember when you tried to force yourself on me and I fought you off?
Yes,
and
right.
we were like, and she had no reason to chime in. She said
No.
she was never going to say anything ever.
She wasn't.
Until
and
he...
she was mad that he was trying to do the #NotMe campaign.
Right.
Well, now 2 more women have come forward to say, oh yeah, he raped me. So that now brings the number of women accusing Russell Simmons of rape to 14 women. So that's like, ugh.
That's
Guilty.
his thing.
One
That's
or
his
two,
thing.
that's kind of, you can still go, I don't know, but.
Right, that's his thing.
Yeah, okay.
And that's just sad because, first of all, here's why it's sad. somebody in his position obviously could have as many women as he wanted, whatever.
Right.
But it's like, since he is a celebrity, he was able to lull them into a come over.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my God, I'm going to Russell Simmons' house.
Right. And he was big. That was Def Jam. He's the brother of, Rev Run. And
Right.
like Run
in his
DMC.
mansion, he just pops some
Def
champagne.
Jam.
Right.
Yeah, totally.
And then you leave feeling horrible.
Another allegation coming across the guy would be Stan Lee.
No, well, I mean,
Marvel
he is
Comics
100.
legend Stan Lee. He's 95. You're close.
Well, I mean, and let's face it, these guys who are like, the old school of the Harvey Weinstein and the Trump and all that, they came, he was obviously affected in that, he was in that
when he brought up. But here's the thing. These are actually recent allegations, Larry. These aren't when he was young and vibrant and Stan Lee back in the day. These are actually the home care nurses that take care of Stan Lee. They say that he's asked them for oral favors. He likes to walk around naked. He asks them to walk around naked. He gropes them when they're leaning over him to help him with something.
The man that invented every cartoon character and superhero that we love is now Perf Man.
But when you think about it, like all of the girls in comic books, you never see a fat superhero.
Right, for sure.
Like, she's always got the best body, tight little abs, small waist. Yeah.
Right. She's never like 3 kids in.
Yes.
Trying to get to aerobics. Hey, so wait a minute though. Like, I mean, at a certain point, like I think in this society, you would be like, oh, that's old pervert grandpa. You try
like they did with George Bush Sr.
Right, exactly.
Right, like even they say that Barbara Bush would roll her eyes, like there he goes again, trying to grab a butt.
Right, so it's like at some point you're like, I don't know. I mean, as long as, I don't know, he's also a very wealthy man.
Yes.
So I'm sure there's been years and years of housekeepers that are like, fine.
Right, go ahead, Mr. Lee.
Right.
Thank you for the car.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
Now it's just everybody's living in a world where people will say something now. You know what I mean?
Right. And now we'll get to James Franco. New York Times now has canceled an event that they were going to be doing that was going to be featuring him and his younger brother, Dave Franco, Larry's husband.
Right.
They both starred in the movie The Disaster Artist, where he just got his Golden Globe. James Franco just got the Golden Globe. And the event was intended to be a discussion of the making of the film. But given the controversy surrounding recent allegations, we're no longer comfortable proceeding in that vein, said the New York Times.
Well, and here's the thing. Like, Franco is not like, I mean, he's always been kind of crazy and post naked pictures. And but I mean, what I don't get is the girl who's an established actor is way older than him.
Actress Violet Paley wrote on Twitter on Sunday because Franco, during the Golden Globes, he was wearing the pin that was totally in support of the Time's Up movement, all that. So this actress saw it on TV and got a little upset.
Okay.
And so she said on Twitter, "Remember the time you pushed my head down in a car towards your exposed genitalia, and that other time you told my friend to come to your hotel when she was 17 after you'd already been caught doing that to a different 17-year-old?" On Tuesday, she wrote that Franco had called to offer an overdue, annoyed, convenient phone apology like a month ago.
Okay, because he thought, hey, this could be coming down the pike.
Yep, and she said, "I don't accept, but maybe some other people's lives would be made easier if he donated all of his earnings from the Disaster Artist to a nonprofit group that supports survivors of sexual abuse." Another woman...
He's like, fine. Is just writing the check. He's like, will this shut you up?
Another woman who is a former student of James Franco, because, he has, helped out at teaching classes and stuff. She said that he exploited her in a film that she made for him. Remember a few weeks ago, she put on Twitter, remember a few weeks ago when you told me that full nudity that you had me do in your movies for $100 a day wasn't exploitative because I signed a contract to do it? Time's up on that. I 100% didn't feel like I had a choice to say no.
Okay, so here's the thing. It's like he has been doing so many projects that lean into my genre. Like he did this movie called King Cobra, and it's about some porn star, and it's a real true story about how this young guy got into porn, and Christian Slater plays the guy who signed him up.
Okay.
And then this guy kind of blows up, and he is limited to this contract he signed with Christian Slater.
Right.
So James Franco and this other dude are like, well, we got to get you out of that contract. So they go kill the guy that signed the contract.
Damn.
True story.
Damn.
And
Damn.
Right. It's a really crazy story. But then he also filmed this. There was a movie with Al Pacino playing like a undercover cop looking for this gay killer.
Okay.
And there was supposed to be the scene in the movie, the orgy scene, and they never filmed it. So James Franco's like, we're filming that scene. So there's this big like leather gay thing, that he filmed.
Yes.
So I really thought, he's clearly coming to my team. And they asked him in interviews, he's like, professionally, personally, I'm straight. He's like, professionally, I'm gay.
Yeah, because he did that Harvey Milk movie with Sean Penn.
Right. So I really thought the signs all point to my team, but clearly he's not inappropriate with a bunch of ladies.
Another dude that's taking advantage of his power. Maybe.
Well, and then here's my question to you, and this doesn't make what he did right as far as like pushing that girl's head, but like if every girl had $1 for every jerk that tried to
pushed
do
his
that,
head down, yeah.
right, you'd have won the Powerball.
No, for real. No, you're absolutely right.
Right.
Yeah,
So it's
like lines get crossed a lot in a lot of different situations.
Well, and that's why like with some of the people on the Golden Globes were like, hey, this is happening not in just Hollywood and politics. This
It's
is happening
everywhere.
at the lumber mill, at the whatever, at the restaurant,
At the radio station.
Right, for sure.
Yes.
So it's like, I just hope this is so trending that guys feel weird now pushing the head down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know what? Let this be your warning,
Right.
fellas. Like girls are going to be talking now,
I know, and
people are going to listen to them for the first time.
Here's the thing that's really weird, though. There's a ton of girls listening that'd be like, I'd kill for James Franco to push my head down.
Oh no, for
You
real!
know what I
Like
mean?
he shouldn't
That's
have
the
any problem.
catch-22, right.
That is the problem. Or
Right.
does James Franco think that he was just like a lot of guys might think that's the beginning of how you get down with the chick? She went down.
If he came out as gay, that would certainly get him out of a lot of trouble.
Here you go again.
At least maybe Dave. I'll settle for Dave Franco.
I know you love Dave Franco, but he did go on Stephen Colbert and say that he didn't do all that.
Okay.
That the lines were blurred.
Okay.
That they,
Well, I mean,
like a
they're
lot of
gonna
guys say it was consensual.
Right.
Yeah.
It's going to be forever blurred. You know what I mean?
for
Because
sure.
the girl that accused the guy from Backstreet Boys, that to me sounded like just some good kind of hot push you against the wall kind of sex.
Yeah, the girl from Dream that
Right.
accused Nick Carter.
Right.
Yeah. Because he was saying it was consensual, and she was saying,
and he was just doing
he
that
went
for
on
her.
her.
So like if it was that, if you're going to end the party, that's the time to end it, not
Yeah.
when it's your turn now. Right.
right.
Now you're just mean.
Blazing Hit Radio.
Now with more
us.
They're just really funny.
Better music,
less commercials.
more Larry and Kathie.
Get well to Wiggins. We hope your eye's going to be okay. We don't know what dirty thing you did to it to make it infected. But hopefully he'll be back tomorrow. If not, producer Bolty's here. So thanks for filling in, Mike.
Yeah.
Half the Wiggins, but
Yeah.
a little better looking, I hope. Maybe. But it's radio.
Yeah, no. You got the eyes. You got the eyes.
Yeah, you do
Bolty.
have really
Thank you.
pretty eyes.
You got the eyes. And,
But you're never going to have Wiggins' cute little gums. When he smiles,
That's a
you get
good
to
thing.
see his
He's all
gums.
gums. But I will say this: you're in a better mood a lot more.
I know, but Wiggins has been in a lot of stress. But I would say if I was judging you two for cuteness, I would say combined you'd make a hot guy.
Oh,
I could take different parts of you and make a really cute guy.
I see that.
Well, thank you again, producer Bolte.
Gotcha.
Okay, so there's this magazine ad, everybody, and it's not in America yet, but it's an IKEA ad.
Okay.
So IKEA is running an ad, and it's over in Switzerland. Okay. So they're running the ad, and it doubles as a pregnancy test. I kid you not.
What?
I kid you not. Check this out.
First of all, real quick, the current IKEA commercial cracks me up because
what is it?
It's some lady and she gets rung up with her stuff, and the lady's like, "Here's your receipt," and she looks at it, and clearly there's so much savings going on. She thinks that she's getting away with stuff
Yeah,
for
that she's
free.
stealing stuff, right.
So she's running out of the store.
Like,
She's
I don't
all,
need the receipt.
Start the car! Start the car! And she's driving away thinking she just ripped off IKEA, and they're like,
That
"No,
is how
that's-
you feel.
Right, our sales just that good."
No, sales are really that
Right,
good.
right,
Yeah,
right.
I just went and bought a bunch of like containers and
Oh,
stuff
yeah,
for
you can
like
get lost in
the
there.
kids' lunches and stuff.
Oh, that's
like they're
perfect.
under like One was like $3.99. The other one was, and they were dishwasher safe, and yeah, they were pretty awesome.
I can get lost in there forever.
Me too. So IKEA is now running this magazine ad, not Switzerland, I'm sorry, it's in Sweden, that works as a pregnancy test.
Will
How?
you just pee on it?
Yes.
Ew.
Okay, so it's an ad for a crib in a women's magazine in Sweden, okay?
This is really smart, though.
Totally smart. So it's not in the IKEA ads. It's in a women's magazine, but it's an IKEA ad in a women's magazine.
And it makes sense that they could do it because if you can put that little thing in a stick, why couldn't you just put it on a page?
Yeah. Okay, so it gets weird, though. Okay, ready? So,
Because there's women in the magazine store peeing on magazines.
So the ad is for a crib.
Okay.
You tear out the ad, you pee on it, and then the ad tells you if you're pregnant. And if you are pregnant, a new lower price shows up for the crib.
That's awesome.
That is actually brilliant marketing.
That's
if you ask
really
me.
cool.
So you bring
then you
in
have to bring in your urine-soaked ad.
That's the problem.
Disgusting.
Holding it, yeah.
Mail in your urine-soaked ad.
So you bring in the ad. Hopefully you're wearing gloves.
And there's some weird pervert that's like, oh, yes. You are very pregnant.
Gross, Larry.
And then they give you the
Gross.
crib at the discount.
Oh, my God.
Nobody else wanted that position, but pervert weirdo.
That's disgusting.
You are going to have twins?
Stop it. Okay. So you get the discount on the crib. No word on if they're going to start running the ads here in America. But
Okay, that's not fair. It's only for women. There should be an ad where a guy can fart on it and get
and what
something.
do you get? What do you get a discount on if the fart is potent?
Swedish meatballs.
Okay, I could be
Free
whatever,
meatball on your way out.
You get a
On a
free meatball on your
toothpick,
way
right.
out. Oh my God.
That is a brilliant
It
idea.
is, and the fact that they came up with that, and of course you'd have to do it in an like.
Private bathroom.
Well, no,
They
no,
don't
no,
want-
no. I meant in another country. Americans might be a little too uptight,
Right.
to really go. Oh my God! I can't believe
No.
you want us to pee on the ad.
In America, we just use the Charmin ad as toilet paper.
Yeah, right. Because have you seen our diet?
Right.
And then this one's for you, Larry. Did you see the video of the naked guy running around the airport that took too much Viagra?
Oh, no.
Yeah. Something tells me you didn't.
Everybody's trying to tackle him. I'll get him. I'll get him. I'll get him.
People didn't actually know what to do. Like, you can watch the footage online. You just have to.
Like, is this the guy where, like, he was, like, so much Viagra that an eagle eventually lands on his junk?
Oh, yes, like a perch.
Right.
That's got to hurt.
Right.
So it happened in South Korea at their international airport, and he's an American.
Okay.
So at first I was like,
So they were
South
like,
Korea, I don't care what the
yeah.
Viagra did.
Quit
But
stereotyping.
but it's a white dude. Well, some sort of white dude.
Okay.
New Yorker Steve.
Okay.
Well, actually, Steve Cho. So maybe it wasn't an all-white
Okay.
dude. Because you only see the backside of him in the
Okay.
video. But it's literally a basic terminal where you see like the gift shops and like here's over here the luggage store. You
Right.
can get-
There's the earphones place.
Exactly, right. And all of a sudden you see Steve Cho, 27 years old. And I will say this, from the backside, it's good naked.
Let me see.
It's definitely good naked.
Oh, yeah, that'll work.
So
Oh, nice back.
So the footage is actually some people that must have been on a
Concourse up.
bridge,
Right.
a bridge or a concourse up, and they're
Right.
looking down. And so everyone is like, some people are like in their chairs in the middle, obviously waiting for flights to take off. And there he is, totally buck naked, like no socks, no nothing, just walking, and he's got his arms open, like, what? Yeah, that's right. What? Check it
They're all,
out,
hey,
everybody.
who are you pointing that thing at? What?
Right,
that thing's
exactly.
loaded.
Right. So that would have been like, okay, he's just a
Crazy something happened.
Good naked, right?
Right.
Then he went to the restroom and went number 2 and started throwing that all over the bathroom.
Wow, he's ruined a very hot moment.
He sure
now
did.
it's gone
He
fecal.
sure did. Yep.
Right.
So then he comes back out, and so I don't know if he's washed his hands or what, but he's still got him out like Jesus. Like,
Okay.
what? Look at this, everybody. So then,
Well, they take a long time to tase people at that airport.
Thank you. They really did. So then he started shouting this and that, and people were coming out, employees in the stores were walking out to be like, what is happening? People are getting their phones. And there are 2 cops following him.
But they work slowly. They have to get it okay. You know what I mean? Like sometimes
Right.
you wait for hey, can we tase this guy or not?
Right. And everyone is watching.
Everybody's
so they're
taping.
kind of concerned on
How do we do
how
this?
that looks,
Right.
taking him down. So they kind of like how cops don't do a high speed chase, but they still follow you because they don't want anybody to get hurt.
Right.
These cops are kind of doing the same thing. They're doing a
Trying
low
to
speed
clear
chase.
a path out, like everybody get
Low
out of the
speed
way.
chase,
Right.
And as he's walking, people are clearing out for sure.
Right.
But they're not in any hurry to move though. People just are looking
You know why?
and then kind of stepping to the side.
Because he's endowed.
He
They're
must
like,
be.
Let's just let this pen. Let's see how this plays out.
And one witness said, this was the scariest and most disgusting thing I've ever seen in an airport. I stayed away from the man in case he attacked anyone. Yeah, whatever. But when Stephen became more coherent,
He's like, what am I doing?
Right.
I'm naked in an airport with Viagra.
To control the situation to prevent any danger that might happen to passengers,
He's like, I'm going to Wetzel's Pretzels to just get a lemonade.
officers kept corralling him to an area where he ended up walking on a terminal that wasn't really crowded.
Okay, now we can tackle him.
Yeah, so he walked for a while.
Wow.
Being naked, just yelling at people.
That's crazy. It's always these people that lose it and decide to get naked.
Yeah, why? What happened?
What's going on
here? So then they take him down. There's footage again, of him, when he came around the corner into another part of wherever this terminal was. People had their cameras ready there, and so it's another camera footage
Of him being taken down, and they're like, oh, he smells like poo.
You take him. Oh, I don't want to touch his hands. But
Right.
Yes. Then they moved him to a more secluded area of the airport, and he admitted, I took too much Viagra. I don't know what's happening to me.
And then some lady's like, I got you.
No, it was all guys, Larry.
Oh, all right. I got you.
I got you.
I got you.
I got you.